Hello and welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider, the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell alongside Richard Mulrooney and Coach Soccer out with a 1-0 win over Cincinnati to start league play.
Yeah, I mean, obviously conference started. Any type of win's great. You know, Cincinnati came in searching for points, and I give them credit. They fought till the end or whatever, but I think we came out with a good mentality, a good tempo. We're able to get that first goal, and I always tell my guys, the first 5 minutes and last 5 minutes of each half are just important. You know, you don't obviously want to give up a goal in either one of them or in either one of those segments, but we're able to get a goal with a minute left in the first half, and it was deserved. We had numerous opportunities. Unfortunately, we didn't necessarily finish them all, but we got one, and that was the one that stood up. But, you know, like I said, conference wins are tough to come by. You know, we'll take our 3 points and move on. I think that as the game went on, I think we got a little sloppy. I think we started losing the small details, not doing them correctly, and it was a little concerning for the fact that, you know, I think if we play like that or continue to play like that in conference games, it will catch up to us. I mean, Cincinnati was lucky to not get a tying goal in the last few minutes of the game. Our goalkeeper came up with a huge save. You know, and like I said, I thought we could have relieved ourselves a little bit by getting that second or maybe third goal, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. The one goal stood up, and we got the shutout. And anytime you get a shutout, you're going to get no worse than a tie. Unfortunately, we got the one goal to see the 1-0 game out, and we'll take it, but, you know, it was a wake-up call that we've got to play more complete games, and I thought we struggled with that as the game went on Sunday night. Getting
the win, the 3 points, the standings is just huge in this league because there's not a ton of teams. There's not a lot of league games, so important. You don't have a home and home with everybody. You only have one shot each time.
Yeah, the parity is unbelievable. You know, we obviously saw the results on Friday and Saturday night. We were the last game of the conference, and I wouldn't necessarily say there's upsets because each team's capable of winning at any place, but we saw that a couple away teams had gotten results, and knowing that Cincinnati was coming in, you know, I thought their record's better than they've shown, playing well. It was a game that if we walked in, you know, too confident, we could have walked away with a tie or a loss. So, again, happy we got the 3 points, but, you know, I'm hoping that as the weeks go on, we can play a little bit better or a little bit more thorough with the small details going into, you know, obviously this next game on Friday night versus Connecticut.
Prior to the match, could you tell a difference in your team? A little anxious, a little wired up because you've played pretty well in the non-conference. You've set a good foundation for the year, but conference plays a different season.
For sure. You know, my team's confident right now. They're not cocky by any means, but there's a confidence, and I think this is when you want your seniors and your upperclassmen to sort of be like, hey, you know, this is sort of how it works. You know, we've been in conference before. There's no easy games, and there's never an easy game in college, but just in conference, as you said, every point is vital. I mean, 1 point can separate for seventh or second place, and I've seen that in the past, and the guys have been around me long enough to realize that we've been bitten by that before, and we don't need that to happen again. So experience kicks in, but the good thing about the game was it was cooler. I mean, I think this is one of our, maybe the second game this year that's been below 90 degrees. So energy was good. Obviously, the field was a bit greasy from the rain. Thankfully, the rain held off, and we got a little mist during the game. But having said that, it was perfect conditions. I thought the guys handled it well. But just like I said, we just had a little hiccup in terms of trying to keep our tempo high, and I thought we maybe got a little bit complacent because of our goal. But at the same time, give the guys credit. They saw the game out, and we got our 3 points, and we'll move on from it.
David and Edgar get on the weekly honor roll in the American.
David's solid. Every week in and week out, we know what his performance is going to be. I mean, he could arguably be on it every week. He obviously contributed in that game with his set plays, dictated play really well. And then Eddie, I couldn't be happier for. You know, right before our first game this year, he got a bad ankle sprain. He's missed quite a few games, so this was his first game really back, contributing minutes. And, you know, like last year in our spring, because he redshirted in the fall last year, he was arguably our best player. You know, I mean, he's a freshman. He's a redshirt freshman this year. We've missed his work rate, his work mentality. He's obviously a little bit rusty in coming back, but to finally get him some minutes and for him to be recognized with a huge goal for us, it's huge for his confidence, and I think it gives my team confidence, and it gives us a little bit more depth in moving forward.
Another big one, Friday night, 7 o'clock at Mike Rose. UConn comes to town. They're always one of the contenders in the league, and fortunately you got them down here this year.
For sure. You know, I always enjoy our trip to Stores. It's a beautiful place to play, but at the same time, nothing's like home. So we're looking forward to getting them here. They had a 2-2 tie draw versus USF, and I watched the game yesterday. It was back and forth. They could have easily won it, but having said that, USF gave them all that they could handle as well. So, I mean, UConn speaks for itself. I mean, previous national championship winners. Ray does a great job with that team. Very athletic, very disciplined, very disciplined. So, like I said earlier, if we don't play doing the small things correctly and we don't have that work rate, I mean, this could be a loss. But having said that, we have a full week of practice. Like I said, I like our chances in going into this game. It should be a great game come Friday night, and UConn is obviously coming in looking for their first win.
Sounds good. Coach, thanks a lot.
Anytime.
That's Richard Mulrooney. I'm Jeff Brightwell for the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.